And welcome back to the SA Sports Show. Barry, a couple of very important guests and from the Special Olympics. We've got Lisa, the Sports Development Manager, and also Laura, this year's Ambassador. Big time for you guys at the moment because we've got the Olympics here in Adelaide.
Yeah, we do. Yep, great. It's a second time in 8 years we've had it in South Australia, which is really good for us.
And I will jump in because congratulations, because the opening ceremony the other night was a sellout.
Yeah, it was
Brilliant.
great. Yeah. So very focused on the athletes and their involvement and the lighting of the torch with the police and everything. So it's really just like a main Olympics. Yeah.
I was interested to read that the Special Olympics are the only sport allowed to use the name Olympics, which was granted to you by the Olympic Committee.
Yep.
So other organisations will try and use this name, but you guys are the only ones that have ever had the Olympic Committee say...
Yeah, so even the Paralympics isn't the full word. Yeah, so we're, other than the main Olympics, it's us. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing, isn't it? And you've been very, very busy. You've been a busy lady. I was reading up on you this morning.
I know.
You've been a very busy lady.
Yeah,
but
nearly time to retire.
Work, isn't it? Well, it might be time to retire today, judging from what I read. But it's an enormous task.
It is a big job. But, you know, obviously Laura's my daughter, and what it's done for her since she started in the program 17 years ago, it's just a joy to be able to pass that on and give the opportunity to other athletes. Certainly they don't get a lot of recognition. Intellectual disability is still very, you know, a forbidden type of area for people to go across. And when you're out there with them, they're so good. They'll teach you and me so much more about being sportsmanship and how to play games, and, you know, it's just brilliant.
Now, Laura's always been a competitor, but this year she's got a different role. She's the ambassador. So, Laura, that must be exciting for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do? What is your role?
My role is to go out to different sports and talk to the athletes and families. Yeah.
And what's your favourite sport? Is it? I know you've represented a few times in the netball.
I do netball and cheerleading.
Fantastic.
And used to do basketball.
Wow, that's excellent.
Laura's obviously a reason here. Way back, you talk way back that you got involved in
Yep, Laura was
Special Olympics.
Laura was 9 or 10 at the time, and she was very uncoordinated, would just trip over a shadow, and very non-verbal and the whole thing. So I started her at rhythmic gymnastics because of the coordination and everything. And from there, she's just grown. So her first competition, she just stood on the floor and waved the ribbon and blew raspberries. And then 6 years later, she was representing Australia in China. Yeah, and you did get gold medal for that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So it's been, and it's socialising, you know, standing up now and talking in front of people, meeting and greeting. It's just
on
sort
camera,
of based, on
TV.
Camera. Changed her world really, and
helps me like my sister and brother.
Helps you be like your sister and brother. That's right.
Now, this has grown from, we're talking a backyard movement way back in 1976, way back. When they talk backyard movement, who started that?
So Eunice Kennedy Shriver, she had a sister with an intellectual disability, so she decided to hold a camp in her backyard. And from there it is now across the world. It's in 176 countries.
Wow.
The World Games, which is held every 4 years, is the biggest sporting event on the world calendar. Over 7,000 athletes attend it. It is absolutely enormous.
Yeah. Now, we've got lots of sports over Adelaide at the moment.
Yeah.
What are some of the other sports that are...
There's basketball, athletics, 10-pin bowling, tennis, golf, sailing, equestrian, bocce.
Wow.
Bocce, and for this time we've got exhibition in SNAFL are doing exhibition for us to try and get football going and I think so.
And I'm sure Adelaide's done it wonderfully for the Paralympics this year.
They did. I think they did well in the Commonwealth Games, didn't they? The Paralympics,
They did pretty well as well. Are the government behind this? Is there a government assistance in?
Yeah, the government SA have supported it with financially. And certainly there's a lot of ambassadors that have come through the main sport. We get locally, we get supported by the Office of Rec and Sport to help with administration costs and things like that. Certainly I only work 20 hours a week. paid 20 hours a week. Yeah, so we have got government support behind it.
And then you get someone like Statewide Super who jump in.
Yeah, they've just
with a
jumped
bus.
in.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's-
there's
that
on the
is
side of the
amazing.
bus. Yeah.
That's quite amazing. Isn't
Yeah.
it? That's a donated bus. Bang, that's yours.
Yeah, no, it's just the picture on the bus.
I'm on
Oh, not
Not the whole bus.
They give you the whole bus.
Barry, this is pretty
Oh,
important.
come on.
This is pretty important. Laura, you're on the bus.
I'm on the bus.
Fantastic. Wow.
Bingo. So the big photo on the bus, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Statewide
that's it,
Super?
yeah.
Okay.
My pom-poms.
We should push
Yeah.
them now to get
So
a
that
real bus.
they're starting to. We started with netball last year to get more girls involved because, like all sporting organisations, girls don't seem to get involved with the sport. So we had funding for netball, and that started up. So they've come on board and funded us with for women to get more girls involved in sport.
How do they get involved? I mean, obviously there's a Facebook or a
No, we
page
have
or-
weekly. So we have 12 sports actually training every week.
Yeah.
So it's not just the one event. We have weekly training and competition. We start in the schools, so we're doing a schools program.
Oh, fantastic, yeah,
So we go out to special needs schools, and then they become members under our club, and they go like that. I was at track and field this week, and one of our little girls who started in our schools program, non-verbal at the time, couldn't catch, couldn't do anything. She's just won the 100 metres run, you know. So, and to see her do that from knowing what she was like 4 years ago in a schools program is pretty
And
amazing.
Just a smile on her face. I mean, that's enough, isn't it? Really?
She should have won a gold medal for the celebrations at the end. But she got over the line and then said to her coach, "Where did I come?" And she said, "Well, you actually came first, mate." And she's just jumping. So, you know, that sort of thing, it just makes it worth it.
Is there an increase in participation? Do you see this annually, an increase?
We
in
have
people?
here in Adelaide and across the country, it is growing. With our schools program over the last 3 years, we've had 98 new athletes come across to weekly programs.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good transition. And certainly our programs, we're now sitting at around 600-700 members in South Australia, doing it either in schools or weekly. So it's pretty big here now.
And Laura, tell us a bit about cheerleading. That's your new chosen sport. A lot of fun, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
we went to nationals in Queensland and Melbourne, and we won the overall.
Fantastic.
division.
Well, you've got a few gold medals by the sounds of it.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Oh, then cheerleading's very good because it's inclusive, so they're actually on the field at the same time as everybody else is competing. They're just in there as another member, another group, which is what we're trying to do, is be inclusive, you know, mainstream alongside them.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No, our
It's
pleasure.
wonderful, and all the best with your cheerleading and all the other sports that you play, your netball and all of that. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah, you do a great job. Well
Thank
done,
you very much
Lisa.
for
Well
having
done,
us.
Laura.
Thank you.
Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly.